I call the member for Goldstein.
Well, thank you, Deputy Speaker. And Deputy Speaker, it's wonderful to be able to speak on this motion and the commitment the Morrison government has to the conservation of our environment. The very principle of stewardship and conservation goes to the core of who we are as Liberals. Need we remind those members on the other side of the chamber that we have consistently been at the fore of major environmental challenges while Labor's been trying to play catch-up. When I hear the interjections from the member for McNamara, it's difficult sometimes to remind him that the Howard government, of course, was the government that established the Australian Greenhouse Office while they were twiddling their thumbs on the other side of the chamber. We have consistently been at the fore of major environmental discussions to conserve the health of this environment, from land care projects, investing and reinvesting in reforestation, of course the commitment of the Morrison government to soil sequestration and soil carbon, a focus on the transition of our renewable our energy profile. And of course, one of the things you get on this side of the chamber, Deputy Speaker, is not just a commitment to meeting the challenges of today, but a commitment to facing the challenges of tomorrow. And before I saw the fossil, the member for Macarthur, get up and rant and rave about the members on this side's commitment to looking at new technology options for the future energy generation of this country.
The member,
I withdraw.
Won't use personal.
Well, the way he's conducted himself in this speech.
The member won't reflect on other members, so he's withdrawn. Other members can stop interjecting also. The member for Goldstein.
Because we will continue to argue the case for technology and not engage in the science denial of the members opposite. We have an opposition that is full of nuclear science deniers. We have the Marxist member for Melbourne, who's part of their coalition, who denies the science of nuclear power, who's engaged in the science denial of genetically enhanced foods. One of his colleagues in the Senate, Senator Hanson-Young, has openly admitted that the Greens political party is being infiltrated by the science deniers of vaccines at this critical time. The Greens are full of science deniers. We have a Labor Party full of nuclear science deniers, and they dare come into this chamber and lecture members on this side of the chamber who see the opportunity of technology to be part of stewardship of the future of our environment and our economy to build the future of this country. That's why we won't take lectures, Deputy Speaker, from members opposite, because our record is proud and true, because our commitment is clear. While they want to hold back the future, we want to build it. And yes, the Morrison government has done it at every step in terms of advancing our economy, our environment and our society. And it's been consistent in our approach to managing the challenges, for instance, of the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act, where the minister has looked very clearly at what we can do to make sure we improve the legislation to build standards that can ensure the whole of the country is taken on this journey. We heard before from the Assistant Minister for Waste Reduction his commitment and his projects, particularly in the area of environmental stewardship, in making sure that we get a circular economy where we see the potential to repurpose existing resources, recycle them, repurpose them, reuse them as part of the continuing economic growth of our country. Because that's, in the end, one of the reasons why we are Liberals. Because we see the potential of turning waste to potential. While Labor looks at always part of the old industrialist mindset of abusing the environment to deliver for today, because they have no vision for the future of this country. They do not see how they can improve and benefit our nation to be part of not just a greater responsibility for our continent, but as part of a contribution to a global effort. That's why their solution is always taxes. They say it isn't, but it always is. They even go before each election and say they won't introduce taxes, and then as soon as the election is over, they betray the commitment they gave to the Australian people. And there are members over on the other side of this chamber right now who are part of that betrayal and part of that misinformation. And they continue to do it, and when they go to the next election, they'll make the same promises, and if they're elected to government, they'll break them again. Because the only solution that Labor ever sees to any public policy challenge is to empower themselves and not to encourage Australians to take responsibility. They don't see the success of this country through the success of Australians. They see the success of Australia through themselves. And that is why they have no commitment, no honesty and no consistency on these issues.